but it comes with a bad report. There is a man in Limpopo who's very popular, known as Moloto'. He owns a camp that does discipline for some of these kids, either the ones who are addicted and whatnot and all those things. Right now, it's not looking very, very good, because it looks like he himself has found himself in deep trouble, because I don't know if that's his picture. I've never actually seen him, his face exactly. It looks like right now there's a problem, because now there's news that he's been arrested over subject matter of destruction of property. And so the subject matter, it's a very whole big thing. So if you're praying, you pray pertaining the whole story, the whole thing. We don't just address one area, we address everything pertaining that subject. Sexuality Show, we do daily Christian commentary videos. Other episodes, don't forget to be down in the pinned comments, and I will see you over there. Now, before we go any further, a little bit of an ad break. If you are looking for an English teacher, please do email this particular email that you see down at the bottom. And you can also send me a WhatsApp message right here if you want to set up for a trial session, either for a child in primary or in secondary or struggling in their English, grammar, homeworks and whatnot, so they can help. You can schedule and see how they can help you. Put a trial session so that you can see how they can help you going forward. All right. So let me start on with this subject, particularly with this story of Mr. Moloto'. Now, if you don't know Mr. Moloto', he parents call him. Okay, they call him to come and take maybe a child who's misbehaving, and I want to show you an example of how wild some of these kids would be when you see them. So he operates this thing, and they will find these people who are addicts, and this is some of the states.
Yes, you don't love yourself. No, go away. We are going to drag you out.
They find these people in some of the worst situations and try and get them out of this type of situation.
Wakey, sleepyhead. Are, tsoga Clement, tsoga re fitlile. Mishimanyana mo botse so robala ka dibokate le dieta. O dierileng papa?
This is harassment, this is trespassing, this is invading my privacy. So before you fast.
And Clement ngwanaka re direla wena se.
You two, biggest hypocrites I know. Biggest hypocrites I know.
This story is absolutely sad, because he's very highly regarded in this space. His videos go absolutely viral. They're in Vernac, and so the accusation, I'll pray pertaining this one. It's a big issue in South Africa. I think most people just don't understand it. For us, this whole thing of addicts and whatnot, we really go hard at it. You find areas like in Zimbabwe where kids are dead addicted to things like codeine and all that. It gets talked about and then it dies down. The reason why it dies down, because they can't have you see the level of addiction. So here we don't hide the level of addiction. We actually want people to get out of it, because it destroys families. It affects families as a whole. The claim pertaining this story is that this lady owns a company that is opposite, that is like a competitor. Okay, so they are claiming that he went over and there was arson. There was a subject matter of arson, and he now appeared in court today to answer for these arson charges against a person who was a rival. And that is absolutely sad. As serious as this subject matter is, you know, as serious as work as he already was doing, you know, to have sabotaged his own, that would be sad. That is absolutely sad. And so the story is still ongoing right now. But I wanted to play you a video to see how deep some of these kids are when they are in this addiction, and why it's a problem, and why we care for solutions pertaining this. This is one child. This is from a different thingy, from a different organization. I think this one is called the Rising Star Generation. They are a disciplinary camp, kind of like what Mr. Moloto does, if you haven't seen those. So this camp deal with youth who are very out of order, like this child is. She's wilding. So basically she's speaking in Tsoti style. If you can't hear, Tsoti style is like street talk. Like street talk. Okay. Don't tell me that. Who are you? Now, for a lady, this is a kid, but for a woman, the behavior and mannerisms that she's picked up are like street behavior. It's like wobbles up. So basically, they also deal with gangsterism. So they don't just deal with people who are who are addicts, but they also deal with kids who are getting into gangsterism. I want to go to my house. Don't annoy me. Oh, a lady doesn't talk like that. That's because the parents have brought her to this disciplinary camp, they must fetch her. They get out of order. So now I wanted you to see some of this, like, and this is like the last ditch effort to kind of get some that these parents have to rely on in order to get some of these kids back in order, because they've just gone way out. Now it's either some parents were just not present, but some of them, they pick up this behavior on the street. It's not only parents, it's that kids can pick up behavior from the street. Okay, I can attest to that myself. The behavior that I had, which was offline, it had nothing to do with my household. I was raised in a very good household. I picked it in the street. You pick up this behavior in the street. And so this is why when you see the overall subject of what we are dealing with, you'll see why it needs prayer. It needs prayer. Some of these things need prayer, serious prayer, because a lot of it's so deep rooted, whether it be that gangsterism or addiction. So it's sad even when you see this type of stories of people that are very highly respected, like Mr. Moloto, whose his organization that deals with this particular thing. There's many others, by the way. There are many others which deal with these disciplinary camps and all that. When you see organizations that come in to try and help in this particular area and bring order with kids, it's sad when you see this type of stories, that they are now dealing with this bigger issue, and parents are asking them for help, and they are helping. But then when you now see this type of rivalry to a point where arson charges and he's in he is now in court. He's recently been arrested. It's very heartbreaking, because now greed allegedly is now being spoken about in that space. That greed is now being spoken about in that space. That area, there's a lot of discipline that's needed. And these organizations come in as a last-ditch effort, keeping those kids to build these habits, right habits within them, bring discipline within those kids.